Hey guys, so another fun thing I like doing with the kids, besides reading of course, is baking, cooking, etc. And one of the things that we like cooking together or baking together is homemade pizza. It is a pretty big hit. So here is the recipe for Mike's homemade pizza. Check it out. In just a medium-sized bowl, we're going to add a teaspoon and a half of yeast and about a tablespoon of honey. Yes, honey instead of sugar. That's just what we use. It works out really great. And then I add in a quarter cup of warm water. Make sure it's warm water. And we're going to give this some whiskey business and get that all mixed up together. And then we're going to just let this sit and rest for about 10 minutes. After this sits for about 10 minutes, it should have a nice foamy look like this. Then we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of, I use olive oil. You can use any kind of cooking oil you have in the house, but 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Then we're going to add in the rest of our water. So we're going to add 3/4 cups of water. And then you're going to add a cup of flour. And then we're going to add in a teaspoon of salt. And then we're going to give this a nice good mix until it's going to look kind of like a pancake batter almost. And just get all that mixed together. Then you're going to add in your 2nd cup of flour and kind of mix that in there as best you can. And then you're going to add your 3rd cup of flour. Oh, and I almost forgot. I add in a little bit of garlic powder. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and transfer this over to my KitchenAid, and I got with the dough hook here. Now, normally you would just kind of mix this up the best you can with like a wooden spoon or a spatula, and then you would just pour it out onto your counter, and then you would just start working and kneading the dough. And so if you don't have a KitchenAid, if you're going to be doing it by hand, you're going to want to knead the dough for about 10 minutes. And there's all kinds of instructional videos on how to knead pizza dough. All right, so we get this settled into our KitchenAid here with the dough hook, and we start the KitchenAid here on low and just kind of let that dough hook, do its thing, mix up the rest of the flour. And then after about a minute or two, I turn up the speed to medium, and then I let it go for about 10 minutes. And then as time goes on, you'll see that it starts looking more and more like pizza dough. All right, so I push it off the dough hook here, and I'm going to pull it off the KitchenAid and bring it back over here to the counter. And there you have it. Nice pizza dough. And what we're going to do is, now this pizza dough is going to be enough to make 2 pizzas at least. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my pizza cutter, and then I'm going to cut it in half, and then I'm going to form 2 dough balls. Now, when you're doing this, all you got to do is just pull and stretch a little bit, tuck everything underneath, and then just kind of form a ball. So we're going to set one aside here for another time, and we'll just store that in the freezer. Then we're going to grab a glass mixing bowl, and then we're going to take some olive oil here, some non-stick spray, and just plop it right here in the bowl, and then we're going to cover it. Now, ideally, you'd want to use a damp towel to cover it with, and then you'd want to put it in the warmest area in the kitchen. But if you don't have a warm, damp towel, you could just use some plastic wrap. That'll work just fine. And then again, you'll just set it in the warmest area in the kitchen, and you're going to let it rest for about 45 minutes to an hour. All right, so while your dough is rising, what we typically do next is we cut open our cheese. Now, we like to use fresh cheese off the block, and we shred it ourselves here at the house. Now, you can use whatever mozzarella you like. We typically use mozzarella provolone mix. Now, you can use like provolone slices and then put on your toppings and then cover them with shredded mozzarella. That's what we do typically. But today we're going to shred our own cheese. And we have some provolone here and some mozzarella. And pretty simple, we just put the cheese grater over a bowl and start shredding away. All right, so it's been close to an hour, and we're going to grab our dough. Then we're going to just pull it out, start playing with it, start stretching it a little bit here. And we're going to go ahead and sprinkle some flour here on our board. And we're just going to work this dough out. Just keep pulling and stretching and pulling, etc. Now, if you have any problems where it starts pulling itself back in, just let it rest for another 5 or 10 minutes and come back and play with it some more. All right, so we let it sit for about 10 minutes and it's starting to pull a little bit better, starting to stretch a little bit better. It still pulls in just a little bit, but it's okay. And right now it's a lot easier to work with than it was a few minutes ago. So just keep pulling and stretching and pulling and just make a pizza circle. That's really all there is to it. And I do one more thing here. My oldest daughter, Clara, reminded me that we have to poke it with a fork. So you just use any kind of fork you have hanging around the kitchen and you just go around it, poke some holes in it. And what that does, that keeps the air bubbles from developing in the baking process. All right, so I use a pizza pail and a pizza stone. You don't necessarily, if you don't have one of these, it's perfectly fine. It's no problem. You just make sure you put your pizza dough on a really well-greased cookie sheet, pizza pan or whatever. And then you can start laying down all your toppings and such. But I like to use a pizza pail and a pizza stone. It just makes a huge difference. So I grab my pizza pail here and I lay down some cornmeal. Now you can use cornmeal or you can use regular bread flour, but just keep in mind if you use regular flour, you got to be really quick when you do your toppings because that flour will absorb into your dough. The pizza sauce that I like to use, this is my favorite brand. It's the Classico pizza sauce. Just a really good sauce. You know, whatever pizza sauce you like, make your own or whatever. But this is the one that we use here. And then I just use just a regular old brush and I just start spreading around the sauce here like so. And you'll have some unfortunate mistakes. You'll spill some sauce, but if you do, it's all good. It's no problem. And then we're going to grab our cheese that we shredded earlier, our mozzarella provolone mix. And what I like to do is just, I'm going to spread out that first layer of cheese. I like to use 2 different layers. So I'll go ahead and spread that first layer here. And the pizza we're making is just a plain Jane Italian sausage pizza. Nothing too fancy. And we browned some Italian sausage earlier, and we're going to go ahead and spread around that Italian sausage. Now, after we get that all spread around, we're going to add another layer of our mozzarella provolone cheese mix, and we're going to just layer it all over on of the Italian sausage there. Then I'm going to give the pizza a nice little shaky shake here. Make sure it's still nice and slippery. It's sliding nicely across the cornmeal there. Then I'm going to take it over here to our oven. And then I'm just going to slide the pizza off the pizza pail right onto the stone. And we're going to bake this for 10 minutes at 450 degrees Fahrenheit. And our timer went off. And we're going to go ahead and take our pizza pail and just scoop it up off the stone. Now with that cornmeal, you can see it just scoops up real nicely. And we're just going to take it back over to the counter here. And you can just hear the way the pizza lays back on the counter, how crispy that undercarriage is. And then I'm just going to take some garlic butter here. It's just melted butter with some garlic powder. And I'll use my brush. And then I'll just brush around the crust of the pizza. And then I'm going to take some grated Parmesan cheese and just sprinkle all around the edges. And that's going to give you a really nice crust. Yummy. And then we're just going to take our handy dandy pizza cutter here. And then you can just slice it however you want it. And you can hear the nice crunch as it cuts across the pizza there, and very nice crispy crust. And there you have it, folks, Mike's Homemade Pizza. Now, not only is this a fun thing to do with the kids, it's also very educational as well. They learn measuring, fractions, following instructions, etc. So with all that being said, hope you enjoy.